Let's raise some of the big questions that story evokes. Has the farmer protest lost its focus? Will there be any attempt to meet the farmers' demands, or is it now too late? What next really for these farmer protests that have dogged the politics of this country in Punjab and beyond for several years now? I'm joined by Yogendra Yadav, co-founder Swaraj India. Remember, he was one of the driving forces when these first protests took place in 2020. I'm also joined by Sunny Singh Ahluwalia, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab. I want to turn to you, Yogendra Yadav, first. The images that we saw yesterday were of the farmer protests being disrupted, bulldozers being used, the protest sites being broken apart. What's your sense of it? Is it that now the farmers have lost public goodwill and therefore a government can get away by doing what they could not have countenanced 3 or 4 years ago when the Modi government tried it? There was an outcry. Now we don't see that same kind of anger and outrage.
Not really, Rajdeep. The history of farmers' movement tells us that farmers' movement does reach a point where it looks as if what you're describing is true, but then it revives again. Let us not forget that this particular agitation, which has been going on now for 14 months, is not a united agitation by the entire Sanyukta Kisan Morcha. It was only one section of Sanyukta Kisan Morcha, which called itself Sanyukta Kisan Morcha non-political. They had launched it, and an overwhelming majority of farmers' unions of the Sanyukta Kisan Morcha had actually stayed away from it. So it's not the entire farmers' movement. But it's very heartening to note that in reaction to this, both the unions have come together. Sanyukta Kisan Morcha has issued a statement this evening saying, we may not be there, but we will not tolerate this. There is no doubt, Rajdeep, that this was causing enormous inconvenience to public. I've been there, I've crossed it. I know what people are telling your reporters is true. There was enormous inconvenience. While we notice the inconvenience, we forget why is it that the inconvenience was being caused. It was being caused because the central government, and dare I say even the state government, did not show the political will to address it. In the case, so there are three questions here. One to the central government. Why were you not so serious even for 13 months? Why did you have to wait for fast unto death by the Levalji to begin to even notice and start a negotiation? And why are you not serious about negotiations? 6 months, 6 weeks every time, tariq pe tariq. The question to Aam Aadmi Party would be, you took one stand, you said farmers were completely justified in doing what they were doing, and overnight you changed your stand. Did the Chief Minister even make an appeal? What you are saying today, was it said by the government even 2 days ago? Did the Chief Minister appeal to the farmers to please move away? Did he hold negotiations with the farmers? And did the Punjab government do what Punjab government could have done? Remember, on the 5th of March, the Sanyukta Kisan Morcha wanted to go to Chandigarh and demand of the Aam Aadmi Party government things that Punjab government could have done. They did not allow even that. And the question for farmers' movement is, can the farmers' movement repeat the same strategy, the same tactics, the same mode of protest every time? And the even bigger question is, can farmers' struggle achieve its objective when it is not united? That to me is the largest question that we face today.
I'm going to come to that largest question in a moment, whether the farmers can achieve their objectives. But Sunny Singh Ahluwalia, spokesperson Aam Aadmi Party, as Yogendra Yadav is mentioning, when the Modi government did not implement, for example, the legal guarantee on minimum support price, AAP, among others, criticized the Modi government. Now the shoe is on your foot, and it's your government which is being accused of not doing enough to reach out to the farmers. Instead, you've used the bulldozers to break their agitation.
Definitely, Rajdeep sir, as Yadav sir has already said, there are many other unions in Punjab. There are many organizations, out of which some of the seniors are Balbir Singh Rajewal Saab and the Ugraha Group. They have clearly mentioned that we are not going to stop any of the national highways going in or going out of the Punjab. So one thing is very clear, they are divided on this. Their stand is clear that this fight is between the center and the farmers. It is not between the state and the farmers. Yes, the Sardar Bhagwant Singh Mann from the very first day said that we are with the farmers. We stand with the farmers. We are the party which came out of the agitation only. We are not against any agitation. But
No, but he
blocking the
walked
main
out of a
highway.
meeting with the farmers, sir. With due regard, the same Bhagwan Man who said that we are with the farmers walked out with a meeting with the farmers a few weeks ago from in the Chief Minister's Secretariat. So when you are in power, then you don't reach out to them. When you are in the opposition, you use the farmers to come to power.
But at the same time, Rajdeep sir, we have requested many times to just open one side of the border. We have requesting them, the Chief Minister has been requesting them again and again. And if after the again request, they said we want to block one more road which is coming towards the Chandigarh and we want to enter Chandigarh for the same protest. The fight is between the center. They are not letting us the farmer bills. They are not letting us giving up the MSP. They are releasing the farmer bills in some other way by making a new agriculture policy which is against the farmers. We are standing. We are because we are also the son of farmers. Our chief minister is a son of farmer. He knows what is right and what is wrong. But at the same time, we are against the highways. We want to make Punjab a Rangla Punjab, and we are requesting the same to the farmers again and again. But by saying that we have done this overnight, it is not true. We have been requesting them.
You know, given what you're hearing, Yogendra Yadav, this reveals the predicament of any government in dealing with the farmers, also particularly because, as was just suggested by Mr. Ahluwalia, many of the farmers' unions are themselves divided. How do you then achieve the objective if your objective is a legal guarantee for MSP, which increasingly looks difficult to achieve? Having taken that maximalist position, are the farmers' unions now being given a bit of a reality check in Punjab last night, and dare I say, by the centre also?
I wouldn't agree with that, Rajdeep. I think the experience of farmers' struggle tells us that farmers have to fight 3 or 4 times to achieve one big demand, and MSP is not going to be a small demand. I keep saying, पहली बार सुनाने के लिए, दूसरी बार मनवाने के लिए, तीसरी बार मानी हुई बात को लिखवाने के लिए और चौथी बार लिखी हुई बात को लागू करवाने के लिए. So farmers have to fight for 4 times for one single demand. MSP demand, farmers are taking big strides, and you would see even bigger agitations in times to come. My unease with what Aam Aadmi Party has done, my disappointment and sadness is, number one, because there's an element of cloak and dagger in what was done last night. I mean, remember, Mr. Jagjeet Singh Dalewal, etc., had gone for a meeting with them, for a negotiation. When you go out to Chandigarh for negotiation, on the way back you are nabbed, you are arrested. I mean, these are kind of games which governments who are anti-farmers play. And obviously the Punjab farmers now feel that the Bhagwant Mann government is doing exactly what anti-farmers government do. That's one. Number two, Punjab government could have done a number of things for Punjab farmers, for which the Sanyukta Kisan Morcha, including the leaders that my friend from Aam Aadmi Party mentioned, they wanted to go to Chandigarh and present to the Chief Minister those demands. Why were they not allowed? These were not demands from central government. As far as MSP is concerned, I do think that the effect of this particular incident would be that various factions of Sanyukta Kisan Morcha will come together to launch even a bigger struggle. Rajdeep, I can tell you on this show, the country is preparing for an even bigger farmers' movement than what we witnessed 2 years ago in Delhi.
You know, you're saying that, but the truth of the matter is there are those who believe that the farmers' movement has lost its momentum, that this is now confined to a pocket of Punjab, and even the tactics being used are, as you said, you admitted at the outset, are leaving a lot of people inconvenienced, and therefore there isn't the same level of sympathy or empathy for the farmers that there was 4 years ago.
I mean, you can't repeat the same tactics, the same format of struggle every time. And obviously, there is a room for farmers' movement to think their strategy, tactics. After all, there is a large public sympathy for farmers, and farmers should not do anything which would lose them the sympathy. So, yes, all these tactics need to be worked out. But here we are discussing the manner in which the state government has responded, and which I think leaves a lot to be desired. I would have expected this from a BJP government, not from an Aam Aadmi Party government, and that's a question so many people would be asking in Punjab. farmers too need to ask this question: how do we create a struggle for MSP, which is not confined only to the few states of North India? Because after all, the real beneficiaries of MSP will be farmers in Bihar, in eastern UP, in other parts of the country. How to involve them and how to do a larger united struggle, that remains the principal challenge. But at the moment right now, we should not assume that this challenge cannot be met in future.
I want to, Mr. Ahluwalia, a final word. Are you again willing to reach out to the farmers, or have you taken this approach ki ab bahut ho gaya? We've gone far enough. We are now going to try and break this struggle. Is that the approach now of the Maan government?
No, Rajdeep sir, one thing is very clear. We are always open to talks to the farmers. It is not at all a problem. When the chief minister is ready to talk at every time, when our ministers are sitting with them, then what is the fun of holding a dharna on the roads when we are directly talking to you? Why you want to hold a dharna? Why you want to hold a protest when the government is with you? Why you are against the government? The demands which they have asked to us, increasing the sugarcane price, increasing the uninterrupted electricity, increasing the compensation, everything has been agreed by the Punjab chief minister. Then what is the use of putting a dharna against the state which is standing with you? Why the farmers are divided on these issues?
Okay, let me leave it there. Clearly, you're questioning the methods, but there is a larger question whether the Punjab government has bitten more than they can chew. The same government which came to power in a way promising to meet all the farmers' demands now suddenly finds itself being accused of breaking the farmers' movement. Yogendra Yadav, Mr. Ahluwalia, appreciate you joining us on that big developing story.